Good evening. Last time I told you about city of Semipalatinsk, and tonight I want to finish my story about that city and about life in that city, our family of my father, Vladimir Vysotsky. I'm proud I'm his daughter because value of life, my life, I'm only give it to God because my father put seeds on me is grow with value through faith of God. And that man, that pastor, that legend pastor in Soviet Union, he is incredible. My memory always have that power of life with my family, with my parents. And we're living in that city, Semipalatinsk, go through a lot of stuff, and I'm growing up. I'm getting more older and older. I almost finished that middle school. And of course, in our family, a lot's going on, a lot of changes, because my older brother and two more sisters, olders, we're all active in church stuff. And house, of course, and education. And we don't have time for ourselves. We have time only for that stuff. We start growing up. I'm 11 years old. My sister, older sister, 12 and 13, almost 14, older sister, and brothers already start working little by little, help my father, and making little bit money to help our family. And with this sister, my older sister have my father making for her some kind of job, cleaning service. We clean, and my mother have paperwork, and me and my other sister we clean it hallways. And we have a big building, 6 hallways. 2 of my sister work and 4 of me and my sister other. My older sister making 2 of her, and she's have her paycheck. And we 2 of my mother have paycheck because we're too young. But we're working every day. We don't have general room. We have a broom, we have a bucket, and mop, whatever it is, and we go walk like probably around hour, 2 for work, done the job and come back. And that money only for us because we getting young girl and we need more dress and different kind of shoes, not like when we little kids. And of course we want looks good, and my father want to looks good for our age because we involved with programs, with traveling, and with his daughters we have to look good for a church, and that money we use for this, for dresses and shoes, and all these shoes is never good for us, or tight or bigger. Mom buy bigger shoes too. We can wear it next year, and somebody wearing again when we're growing up, but we all different have sizes. And there's a struggle for my mom. She can figure out what she have to do because I can use my sister shoes because she's have more bigger foot like I am. We're all different size. My older sister, she's have more smaller like I am size. And that's hard to already support. I can't use it my sisters like I used to. I use it my sister clothes and after them. And I always hate that because I want always new and never buy me new. And when we start making money, of course, my father led to us use something and take care of ourselves. He start more update our stuff to growing up, to be we coming young ladies, and he's teaching us for this. I remember when he's teaching me when I have problem with my hearing. I tell you already because it's adenoids, and my father goes to doctor always with me, and when we walk to doctor office, he's always teach me right walk. He said, why are you walking like soldiers? You have to walk in like flying butterfly. And I never understand that him at that age. He said, why I have to butterfly? I'm walking like I'm walking, I won't be strong like him. I'm copy him, but he don't realize that. He's only be lady. And he's always teach me, no, don't walk like this, walk like this. And he's show me. I remember that moments. And when this doctor tell we have to do again surgeries, come back, and I'm 11 and a half or 12 years old, and I don't want to go to the surgery. I'm just trying to escape from this. My aunt come over from West, and I say, take me home. My father say, no, you have to do that surgery. And that surgery I never forgot. When we came in on that surgery, my dad prayed for me, and he said, don't be afraid. I want this is better for you, for your health. And when there's this chair, they tied up me, my hand, my leg, and my shoulders to chair, so I can move. They spray me something in my mouth, like now they don't have pain medicine or whatever anesthesia that back in the day they only can spray now something sprayer. And that surgeon doctor came and opened the door, and he's so big, Russian man doctor, big shoulders, and he's have a prune, not plastic, like kind of plastic, a prune above it, and blood around that prune. And I just looking at him, and I see that blood, and I start devastated. And he said, don't worry about that, we go so fast. And he's praying, and he's taking that tool and go to inside the throw. And that pain is like I feel like he's take out my brain and my bone and everything. It's pain, just crazy. Hard, very power pain. And I pass out on the chair because of the pain. When I'm up, I'm already in a room, and my father sit close to me because he's waiting me when he's done surgery. When I open the eye, and my father taking my hand, and he said, it's okay, I'll bring you ice cream and whatever what you needed. It's be painful, but you can handle this. I love you, and you're strong girl, I know that. I know you're strong girl. And I start crying, because when I'm crying, I can't no swelling, no nothing. It's a pain, it's just awful. And after like 3 or 5 days, they come down, they give it to me antibiotics. I seem to don't have infection, and I come back to home. But I never forgot that pain. I never forgot. And after that, we continue doing everything, and I have different kind of treatments. They blow my nose, some kind of tools, and my ear have to pump out something, is have to like they want to clear out my ears so I can hear. And the treatment don't help me so well, more hurts. They don't have the treatments back in the day. And I feel much better, and again we get to school, and working and doing our stuff, and we typing in the books. My sister and other pastor, when we move, they still there. Because they can sell the house, they can move. Some going on in that his family, he's still in that city, and his wife, sister, she's typing book too. My older sister, they typing in their house, and I want to show the typing machine, my treasure. It's right there. Oh, you can see the typing machine, very old. This is like 1970, and that machine is made in Germany, and they type in books like 11 pages or 13 pages together, and we're making for them everything prepared for them, me and my sister and brother help too, they can type in so fast. And then my father started teaching my older sister and my brother to binding the books. He's put on the table that kind of equipment and to type, and they teach everything how they doing, and they're making beautiful books. And people come in and pick it up that books and go to other cities, and that's how they travel in that books and all part of Muslim country. And of course my father always watched KGB, and he's training young people to watch it. Always somebody have to stay in tower and watch it, everything around to go through good, because we have stuff going on in home that's against the law of government and not legal. You go to jail for this. Of course we watch it, everybody. Always our gates is closed. We have in Russia we have houses and fence around, and when it's front door we have a big gates always. And that gates always closed. If somebody knocked at the gates, we running in the open asking who is right there. We prepare everything. Every step for created that books and everything. It's very dangerous, very dangerous. You can go to jail for 15 years for that books, and of course that's like factory right there. In that machine they put on a plastic box, and can put inside your hand, and typing is nobody hear you do typing because it's so loud, and you have to type 13 pages, very tiny paper. You have to typing so hard to get that 13 pages, because it's value how many made it, that books. That's why they're doing that stuff, to organize with that way, to more typing, more pages, more books typing. And it's going well, everything, and people come in and we're doing this job very beautifully. But my older brother, he's teenager, he started doing weird stuff, and he's a singer and he's playing guitar. He started going to party stuff, and my father started thinking about our family and church, and he talked to him and he said, if you don't want the change, you have to move with grandma, my mom, mother and father, to west of, and my father and sister right there, my aunt, to where's Khabarovsk. It's west of Russia, where my father and mother graduate from colleges, from universities, and he's decided to move right there because he's won the freedom. He's won that world. That's why reason my father let to him go, to don't influence other children, different influence. We're all younger, we're all homeless, everything is different, right? And of course, as you will know why we're different and everything. But my father afraid for others, members of church too. We have a lot of young people in the churches, and family move from everywhere in the city. and we have a lot of communication. We go to camps, we go to different cities, we go to programs, we missionary together, a lot of people, we sing and we have orchestra and we doing everything. Of course it is danger for Christian society, but not good for my brother. And he's moved out, and my older sister and I help her making the books. They really doing very beautiful job, and I love everything. I start typing too, and all the time help, little by little. But my older sister says, "Oh, you just making mark right there, you mark right there. You don't have to do more typing." But I want typing. I'm like crazy on typing. All this like, I can do for you everything. Just let me type in like 2 pages. And she said, okay. When I'm done everything, I'm typing the 2 pages. Because I want to typing. I want to be like everybody. I want to use myself too. And I want learning too. And I'm learning. And my language very good too. Because my father say you can't typing if you don't have a spelling language good. It's only you can have 3 marks on the page. Like you can, they later erase it that what you making mistakes. He's rereaded everything, and all the pages have to be rereaded, and they doing this job to evening stuff to don't have that mistakes. And of course, my sister don't want retyping if we're making like that. And my father, no. But we have to have a good spelling. And we try very hard to educate it to don't have a spelling right. I remember how I'm educated in middle school. My teacher, she's low me. I always ask her question, and I'm doing very good test and try doing my best. And this is my only that one class I'm very concentrated, and I love that class because I want the typing, and everything is going through good, and we go to services. And one time I remember we have very beautiful story. We go to service on Friday night, and that other pastor house, and we have service evening. And when we go back home, it's already late, like 9 o'clock evening. We have to go to bus station and take in public bus and go back to home. And we walk with that bus station, all the young people and my father. And he's like always with us. He's always with young people, always with kids. He's just like love that kids and young people. And I have his character. I love young people and kids too. And he's enjoyed time with us. And we're working, and when we're very close to the bus station, there is a big crowds of young people, young men, beating Russian soldiers. They Muslim. It's like 40 young men and 40 people, and Muslims, Kazakhs, they beating Russian soldiers because they against them too. Muslims don't like Russian soldiers in the country back in the day too. And they have to accept because government, they properties. And they want to be honored their properties too, fight for their properties. And when my father see a lot of people stand and can do nothing, they afraid the crowds because they like animals. They beat them so hard, so brutally beat it. And my father raised his voice, and his very powerful voice, he says, "Stop right now." They run away all over, like 1 minute. Nobody there. Only that 4 soldiers under that bus and the front door and the tire, they beating so hard them. And that time is so interesting. one young pastor, he's confined that other that other pastor when we have service. He's walking around that neighborhood. He's confined that address. And when is my dad voice that raise that power voice and tell the crowd stop. They thinking that police or KGB. This how power that voice. And that pastor heard his voice and found him, and he say, I found you. And bus station after service, of course. We already done service. And few people helped my father put the soldiers in the bus. And there are few buses already there. And he's still taking them in the hospital. They survived. They alive. My father saved their lives. Through power voice. He's always have power voice. His messages have power voice. He's sing. He's write a song. He is playing bayan. It's kind of like accordion is Russian. He's playing that music. He's musician. Musician come in who write their songs. They write together songs and he sing. And all over the country they know him. He's like a singer, powerful voice, and he's write that songs together with other musicians. I see a lot of people later, and they say, we know your father, we know he sing that song, he sing that song. I say, yes, this is my father. He's had a talent. God gave to him talent to sing and write and use that power of voice. And that is beautiful. I never see in my life. Only with my father I see that. He's not afraid nothing. Because he's training for this, be power. Because he's worked for military too. And he's a captain, he's officer. He has to have power voice. And now he's soldiers of Jesus. Disciples. Legend disciples. Don't afraid nothing. KGB always sent him subpoena. And it's interesting story. He have a cousin who is in Soviet Union, bard singer Vladimir Vysotsky. He's a cousin. They related, but nobody don't believe, of course, us. They related, and that cousin, he's singer too. He's write songs, politician song against the politics and Soviet Union, and they all the time put him in the jail. And he's drinking and use drugs. Of course, he's popular. He's a star. He's not living with God. My father don't communicate with him so much because they're against each other. That cousin is he's politician. My father, he's a Christian man. They only see once or two times each other. My father tell. But when the subpoena come in our house. My father say, oh, maybe it's my cousin again arrested, they won't see me. They thinking they together, like two terrorists, something like that. Politician people. One is Christian, one is politician singer. And that is truth. And we keep and go, and everything is grow. Like people come in, a lot of people come in our house. I know a lot of people, they still there and still we know each other. And my father decided he's the leader of, I told you already, he's leader of church. They decided to go to more deep Muslim countries where there is no one Christian person in the cities. And my father decided to go some cities, but we don't know that. They making decision very secretly. He's taking suitcase with 25,000 cash, ruble. It's like dollars, right? $1, $1 ruble. And back in the day, you can buy a very beautiful house for that money. And he's going to that city what he decided to go. He's going to city of Ashgabat, Turkmenistan, Soviet Union Republic. Very close to border of Iran. You can see that board. I see that board. We go to high school, travel, like looking what is that, geysers right there and everything. We have camels, we riding like a trip for high school. It's beautiful right there too. And he's sitting on the train. It's 4 days, 4 nights have to be travel to that city. But that suitcase, he's not afraid. He's just go, he's pray and go. He's no God protect him. 100%. His faith very pure and very power to God. Everything his trust God. And he's going to buy the house. When he's there, he's, we don't have advertisement back in the day. There's a small piece of paper and a small like index you can, or phone numbers or address they put on the post where it's bus station or some kind of small woods like wood small wood pieces of woods, and they put this different kind of notes right there, people like advertisement themselves or need something. And my father tried find the house, and he's looking for a few houses for 2 days. And night time, he's don't go to hotel. Like right now, all pastor go to hotel, pastor have jets, pastor have good cars. They not traveling like bicycles and train station or buses. They don't rent the hotels. They pure. They want is humble. Not like right now. And he's taking that suitcase with cash and go to local public park. And they have benches, and he's sleeping on the bench. And put a step pillow, he's put that case, and he's sleeping. One night, it's good. He's go to the second day, find the houses, he don't find nothing what he's like it. He's meet people, and he's leave his they give it to him address. They exchange addresses, and he's asking, if you find something, please write me later, and I'm coming second time because I can find anything. And he sleeps second night, same park, same bench, with suitcase of cash, full cash, big suitcase. He's not afraid nothing. We don't know that story. My mom told the story after my father passed away. That's a beautiful story. And he's taking that suitcase and go back to home in Semipalatinsk. And he started, I don't find the house, but I have people who is looking for us house. And he told us, we soon move out, but we're still in the school. And we split the family. Her family goes with father, her family stays with mother. And we start prepare everything, and we start asking where we go. My father say, I can tell you the security purpose. Just only my older sister know, because she's very close to father. And we're okay with that. We just keep on doing stuff what we have to do. In the house, in the church, in the education. And my father take care of other stuff with my mother. And that time, it happens in the church. Very not good story, I can tell you this tragic story. Remember I tell you that family, Baptist family, 13 children, they my dad baptized for Seventh-day Adventist Church, and the mother of the children, she is getting in love with my father, and she's telling him about this, and my father say, no, we're Christian, and I have wife and family, and you have husband. And she say, I can't, I love you, like physically and emotionally, whatever, in love. And my father say, no, you can't. And she's just like, can't accept that. And my mother, she's very, very upset. And only time I remember my father argued with my mother about this situation. He say, I love you, I don't need her. I'm pastor and I'm family, my family, and only what I needed. And my mom is crying, and my father decided put all family together evening, and we sit in the living room, and we have like small family service, and he's praying, and he tells situation what's going on for all our kids. He tell, I love my family, and we pray, God witness, I don't have nothing to do with that woman. I don't know why she's feel like that. We pray for her. And I love your mom more than anything. And she's come down, and we hug each other, and we have peace in our house. And he talked with her husband and told us about everything. They pray together too. And after like 2 weeks, it's hard to say. A thing always have consequences, I can tell you this. She's paralyzed. She's had a stroke and paralyzed. It's very heartbreaking story. 13 children. I remember youngest like 1 or 2 years old. And she's paralyzed, and she's living probably like months and a half, and she's passed away. And we have funeral and everything. And my father very, very worried about that family. And he talked to that father, and he say, look, I won't propose you be pastor of church. Do you want to be? They have a lot of study together. And I won't propose you a woman who you can marry. My father. The lady, she's widow, have 2 children growing up already. She's from Germany. And my father say, I think she's be help you raise your children, because they 13 children, but they have older kids, under 18 years old, but not like 2 or 3 or I don't remember, and others all younger like we are. And he accepted his proposal, and they married, and he started pastor, and they moved different city, and that lady raised the kids. But that tragedy story is a lot to tell us about how you can be truth and love God to don't do that stuff, that things. This is not right. And that we all have, this is like example for us to living right. I never forgot about this. That tragic story. The people coming from different city to funeral her. And the kids all growing up right now. Even my younger brother married one of his granddaughter. We still know that family. They grow too. And I won't end my story with that one. I have more kind of story about Semipalatinsk, about how we baptize and everything. I won't tell you next time before we move and other city of Ashgabat. It's interesting story, and that story is help us realize what is God want from us, what value we are, how we have to living what is pure Christianity is. It's very simple, but a lot of people don't realize how have to be made a relationship with God. You have to be honest and pure and follow Jesus Christ. Follow the 10 Commandments, what is God given to us to living with Christianity life. Stay tuned. I hope you like my story. Subscribe and tell others.